So I brought you out to the front of the property. This is the road. See, just a gravel road. It's about a mile long. Yeah, not much goes on out here, right? It's pretty calm and peaceful. That is our other drive, because we have like a U drive. That's the other drive, goes in that way. And here's this drive. We've done a lot of work on this drive. So right here, you see a flower bed. There used to be a pile of rocks. I mean, a pile. Completely filled with rocks. This is a weeping dogwood. Gorgeous. Love that tree. So I've planted some flowers in here. These are all perennials, so they will come up again. We made this like 2Ds, if you can tell. This one goes, that way around. And over here on this side, this is also a D, and it goes that way around. So they're like a D and a backwards D. But these were just piles of rocks. Just rocks. We had these little cages on here because we have some critter that keeps coming in here and wanting to just dig things out. Just digging it out. This pile of rocks, mind you, this was full of rocks. And it came out to where you see this dirt. It came out to here. Yeah, solid rock. All right. So we did this one last year before, I don't know. This one here, this was the first one we tackled. This was the biggest pile of rocks. Now, we're talking, they're not small rocks, right? These are rocks, man. These we'd never moved. I mean, look. That's, can't find my foot. There it is. That's my foot. Okay? That's how big these suckers are. They're huge. Ooh, my phlox are getting ready to bloom. They got little buds on them. I was wondering when these were going to bloom, because the ones on the other side already did. All right. Here's my lupines. They were gorgeous. So this, and that's a bush right there. That's a bush they turned into a tree. Gets a beautiful pink flower on it. I had some things die in this bed over the winter, but I've replanted. This was a big pile of rocks as well, and this pile of rocks came out to, let's see, about here. About here. Okay? There's the flower bed. The rocks came out to here. We were giving rocks away to everybody that wanted rocks. And they're rocks like this size, okay? Yeah. Some of those rocks ended up over here, and this was we saw some other people that live nearby us do this, and we kind of snagged their idea. So we had a friend move some of these big, huge ones. I mean, when we're talking rock, that's a boulder. That's not a rock, right? That's a boulder. He moved that one with his equipment, and these big ones in the front, he moved with his equipment. All right? And then we just started piling. We just piled and piled and piled the rocks. All right? And then in the middle, in the center, we put pots. Okay? So that we could plant things. So there's a little grass in that one. You see that? There's a flowering bush in that one. That's doing really good. Ooh. Yeah. And then there's another grass over here, the same kind of grass in this one. All right? So, oh, here comes the mailman. Oh, you guys are lucky. I know what's in that mail truck. My first ever moment is on its way to my door. And it's my cat. Oh, you guys. Wow, that couldn't have been any better timing. I had no idea the mailman was coming just now. Anyhow, here's where the rest of those rocks have ended up. This is nothing fancy. It's just a wall. But it's a big, long wall. Again, has a couple boulders in it, right? And then behind we've planted fruit trees. You see them cages? They're fruit trees. That's a peach. In the one you can't see anything, there's a little tiny apple tree growing in there. The tree died, but it made some new spouts. That's an apple tree. They're caged because of our wildlife. Okay, that's a cherry. And this one down here is a pear. We have to cage them up because deer will eat them. critters will eat them. But here's the front of my property. This is what we have done here. And you know I'm excited. That mailman is going to be back in a minute from the end of the street with my Evermoment. And I'm just going to wait right here at the mailbox, I think, to get that package in my hand. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm excited and I'm nervous because it's my cat. It's my custom of my cat that came to a sad demise a couple months ago. And wow. So, you know, this is my paradise. This is my little bit of paradise out here. This is our property, you know. Over here is like where the deer hang out because it's very woodsy back there. The mail lady is here. Let's see what we have. All right. Let's go to the mailbox. I didn't see her put it in there, but let's go to the mailbox. I want to see my address. Let's see. And it's not there. Oh, darn. It's not there. Guess who got to the next driveway and turned around? Yeah, she had my package in the little van, and she just missed it. She turned right around and brought it right back. So there it is. You already know what it is. I'm afraid I'm going to get a little emotional with this one. So bear with me. Just bear with me. All right. First of all, I've never had an Evermoment. This will be the first Evermoment I've ever purchased. And I worked with the owner, you know, for quite a while to get the image right. I mean, I kind of knew what I wanted in my head, and, you know, she was kind of worried about the clarity, and I wasn't so worried about the clarity as the overall look I was going for. So, anyhow, I don't even remember what size I ended up with, but we'll find out in a second. So, Evermoment. Oh, look at that. Might just use that as my my thumbnail, my card for the beginning of the video. Yeah, never had one before. Very nice. All right, I know that one of these ends comes off easier than the other. So here we go. We'll pop it off right there. And what do we get first? Baggies. There's the bags with strips you can write on. Then we get a toolkit. Here's my tape. A little aqua tape that says Evermoment, a little washi tape. And this even says toolkit Evermoment on it. There's a multi-placer, a boat, a pen with a squishy and a 3-placer, and the Evermoment tweezers that everybody talks about. Okay, some wax. So there's the toolkit. Nice toolkit, a couple multi-placers. So there's the tools. All right. Oh, deep breath. Here's the drills. Okay, here's my bag of drills. I got it in a 40 by 40. Here's the colors. And that's exactly what I would expect for this picture. Blues and greens and tans and the gold and brown. Exactly what I would expect. So here it is. I'll look at those later. I mean, we know it's a square because that's all that Evermoment offers is squares. So, I mean, beautiful colors. Okay, let's show you the image. I know what it looks like. I mean, clearly, I know what it looks like. I worked with a lady to, and I'll try to remember her name and link her in the bottom, because she helped me with this picture, putting it together the way I wanted it. So there's some information on the back and my inventory sheet. It has 41 colors. It's a lot of colors. Not a single 310, which is interesting. My cat's black, or has black in her, but there isn't a 310 in there. And there she is. That's Miss Sparkles. And that's the rock that she would always sit on out by the pond. miss that cat. I think a 40 by 40 is going to be a nice size for this. It looks really good so far. Let's see if we can get it to lay flat without causing any trouble. I don't want to mess this up in any way. Look, it doesn't want to lay flat. Oh boy. So let's do this. There we go. Okay, so it goes this way, and the paper goes across. All right, I'm going to carefully pull this back so we can see what it looks like. There's a lot of green down there because there's grass, right? And then the rusty color is the rock. And there's my kitty's feet. So there's her feet, her front feet. You can't see her back feet, but they're there. Of purpley colors like in the water and stuff. Yeah, the water looks pretty purpley. I mean, it's blue, but it looks very purpley. And there's her face. I hope you can see this. I hope it's showing up in the camera. Let me come look. Yeah, it shows it perfect. That was the sweetest cat in the world, you guys. She picked me out. She picked me. At the farm we used to go to get hay, she kept coming up to me and coming up to me every time we were there. And they finally told me to take her home. I still feel so bad about what happened. I love living in the country, and I just got done showing you my paradise here, my little piece of heaven and everything I love about it. But the wild critters that live here sometimes, I don't know. She's beautiful. Just beautiful. I will inventory the drills off camera, but there is, I mean, that looks purple on there, but there's a lot of blue for the water, for the pond, and a lot of different greens for the grasses. And then that's got to be some of the rusts and browns for the rock. But, I mean, I think it'll be beautiful. I mean, if you look at the thumbnail, you know, the thumbnail is, like, great. The thumbnail is just, you know, it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. They were worried about the face not showing up very clear, but I wasn't worried about that. I wasn't worried about getting a close-up of her. I wanted a picture that represented her and the way I remember her. She is actually buried under that rock. So, yeah. There's my sparkles. Thanks for watching.